Welcome to today's episode. We're putting ourselves right at the foothills of the Himalayas. It's broad daylight, and we're looking at the setup for the 1953 Everest expedition.
And it is an imposing scene. When you see the actual photographs, you just see hundreds of loads, oxygen tanks all lined up with this, well, almost military precision. It's staggering.
It really is. It looks like an Excel spreadsheet of human limits, just
Yeah.
brought to life.
Everything is ordered, calculated down to the last ounce, stacked in perfect rows.
And it gives you this illusion, right, that if you can just get the math right, the summit is basically guaranteed.
But that's where the tension starts. Because right there, in all that organization, you can feel this very human conflict brewing in the journals.
The spreadsheet gives you a false sense of control.
Exactly. No matter how much you plan, at the end of the day, the mountain has the final say. There's this one moment in the logs where a climber just looks up and is completely overwhelmed.
He whispers it, right?
Yeah, he whispers this really terrifying thought.
That fear is so real, you can feel it. It's that moment you realize the spreadsheet means nothing.
And then there's Tenzing Norgay.
Right. He just shoulders a coil of rope, looks completely calm.
Yeah.
And his response to all that anxiety, I think, is the core of what we need to look at today.
He says, "We climb if the mountain allows."
Such a simple phrase, but it's a total inversion of that whole Western, man versus nature idea.
It is. The fearful climber is thinking about conquest, about being rejected. But Tenzing, he's thinking in terms of alignment. For him, it's not a battle. It's more like a negotiation.
And that negotiation gets tested almost immediately, because we move from the logistics of the foothills into the Khumbu ice wall at dawn, and that neat Excel sheet just completely disintegrates.
This is where the environment turns openly hostile. And you have to understand, the Khumbu isn't just a field of ice. It's a frozen river that's moving like 3 or 4 feet every single day.
So the ground you're walking on is literally shifting under your feet.
Constantly. Those giant blocks of ice you're stepping on. They can collapse or split open into a crevasse with absolutely no warning.
You're walking on a ticking time bomb, and in the accounts from this climb, the bomb goes off.
There's a cracking sound, a Sherpa falls, and the rope connecting them all just snaps tight.
And Hillary's reaction is just pure reflex.
Pure reflex. He drops to the ground instantly and buries his ice axe deep into the ice to try and stop the fall. It's the only thing standing between his companion and, well, death.
The journals describe it as life-stopping. Just for a second, everything freezes: time, breath, sound, and then the rope holds.
And just like that, life continues. But Hillary is on the ground, completely out of breath, adrenaline just flooding his system.
And in that moment, that near-death moment, he says something incredibly vulnerable to Tenzing.
He does, he says, "We could have given up today."
Which is a completely rational thing to say. You almost died, the plan failed. Packing it in is totally fine.
But Tenzing's response is, well, it's fascinating. He just looks at him and says, "But the mountain wouldn't count that."
The mountain wouldn't count that. Okay, let's unpack that. Is he being poetic here? Or is this something deeper about how he processes risk?
I think it's a whole psychological framework for his approach. Tentizing is essentially personifying that.
So to him, the mountain is an entity. It's keeping score. It permits you to pass. It watches you.
Exactly. So just stopping because you got scared or had a close call.
That doesn't even register on the scoreboard.
It doesn't. It implies that the struggle, the fear, the near misses, that's just the price of admission. The mountain doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about your endurance, your respect.
It really shifts the whole narrative, doesn't it? From that Excel spreadsheet we started with to this raw, visceral reality.